Mike Logan, and Rashawn Vanderpool back deep.
Two outstanding kickoff return people. Number 3 kickoff return team in the country, averaging 27 yards a return. Two very gifted young athletes.
Scott Barnwell, number 39, to put it on the tee. And Logan runs up at the 20. Still going. There's a penalty flag down. Picks up a block as he cuts back. But there is a penalty flag. Logan, 45, and finally out of bounds.
We were talking about it, what gifted athletes they have returning kickoffs. It's all bottled up over there, but they don't wrap the arms, see? They try to grab and strip them. They don't get their shoulder pads into him. Don't wrap him up tightly. Now you take off, and you have a Mike Logan, just a sophomore out of McKeesport, Pennsylvania, turning on the speed.
And it is a legal return. 42 yards on a spectacular return. And it will be West Virginia with the ball at the Hurricanes' 41-yard line. Some confusion down on the field.
Well, Logan came in here averaging 35 yards a return.
What we just saw was not a penalty flag, so it caused confusion down on the 19-yard line, and Barnwell is shaken up. This is what the coaches, and from up here, from afar, looked like a penalty flag down at the 19. No penalty on the return. Donnie Nealon's Mountaineers set to go with Jake Kelchner. And that was Scott Barnwell. What a wonderful return this is, Dick.
Yeah, it's not a coached return. This is a broken play. But when you have gifted athletes with the balls in their hand like this, you know, he can do those kind of things.
Now Kelchner on the Mountaineers, their first play of the game. Fires complete to Hill at the 35-yard line, and Paul White defending. So it is Jake Kelchner, who transferred to West Virginia from Notre Dame. He is the leading quarterback in the nation right now.
Gain of 6, 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4 off that 6-yard gain here. And that's what the Mountaineers wanted to accomplish with first down. Did not want to be left in 2nd and long against this great defense. Now it is Walker, Robert Walker, blasting to the 30, and a first down, West Virginia. Walker with wonderful speed. When he gets the corner turned, he's a dangerous runner. Rich Braham, a tackle that Dick has liked all season long, especially that straight ahead, that blast blocking. Warren Sapp, he's a tremendous defensive line in the middle. Prine and Patrick, they are the sack artists. Rohan Marley, there was a rumor sweeping Morgantown. In fact, an article that he wouldn't play. He's here. Dexter Siegler, the ringleader. Kelchner again getting time, and now piled on by Kenny Lopez, 71.
Well, he wanted to throw downfield. He couldn't go downfield. He looked for his alternate receiver, Brent. Couldn't find him. By that time, 2 defensive tackles. I think both Lopez, 71, and Warren Sapp, 2 outstanding pass rushers. They came into the ball game with 38 sacks, averaging over 4 a game. Really good defensive front.
Dick, how good is that defensive line? Now, Barnwell, the kickoff man, bruised his shoulder over there, receiving some treatment on the sideline. You can see there asking him where it hurts there with his right side.
See, there isn't a weakness in their downpour, Brent. You have to account for all 4 of those guys. You just can't double up on one guy.
16-yard loss for the sack. They run the fullback to the 41-yard line, Jimmy Freeman.
Well, Mike Jacobs, the offensive coordinator, said they wanted to come out and establish a run to try to slow down that pass rush, and they wanted to do it with counter action, draw action, some double team blocking, and some nakeds. The quarterback keeping the ball out by himself.
3rd and 22. Right side incomplete. Wanted Mike Baker.
Rich Braham, the big offensive left tackle, number 75, in the middle of your screen on Kevin Patrick, 86. He's getting a little help right there because they're sprint out blocking. See, he has an awfully good jam, but I'll tell you this, you have to jam Kevin Patrick more than once.
Sauerbrunn. Todd Sauerbrunn punting. Jonathan Harris, who's replaced the injured Jamie Sherman here today. Sauerbrunn, a superb punter. Bounces inside the 10. This one's going to be down at the 3. Todd Sauerbrunn. Whenever Miami changes quarterbacks, it's big news. When they change in the middle of a season, it's a headline event. Ryan Collins, a month ago, out of Pembroke Pines, Florida, has taken over, gives him a little bit better running dimension, but do not underestimate his long arm. A very talented deep thrower. Number 8, a sophomore, at control. Donnell Bennett is his lone running back. Bennett, right side, stopped at the 4 by Wes Richardson, the leading tackler of the Mountaineers. You'll see a lot of one-back with the Canes. They came into the season thinking they would use 2, but Larry Jones will come out alone sometimes. Always talented wide receivers with a great deal of speed. Casey Jones, he is the center on a very talented offensive line. Tim Brown, great athlete defensively for West Virginia. And the man who calls the signals in that secondary is David Mayfield, number 30. Now 2nd and 7. Fake the delay, roll to the left. And Collins will keep it out of bounds, but short of the first down. The shocker. Boston College leading Notre Dame 24-14. Michigan wiping out Ohio State and leaving the Buckeyes at the mercy of Illinois against Wisconsin to keep alive the Rose Bowl hopes. Alabama dumping Auburn at the half. Florida huge over Vanderbilt. That means that Tennessee has been officially eliminated from the Sugar Bowl. Florida now goes into the SEC championship game against Alabama. The chains are being brought out here. 26-14, Penn State over Northwestern at the half in that game. And the Bruins and the Trojans just getting underway, as are the Badgers and the Illini. And folks in Columbus, Ohio, are asking, what are the words to the fight song for Illinois?
You saw that kind of action, Brent, where they run a bootleg action out there with the quarterback. That's new since Ryan Collins took over the quarterback position.
Dickett is now 3rd and inches here for the Hurricanes.
Well, with Ryan Collins, you can anticipate a quarterback sneak. That's not a guarantee, but with that kind of a quarterback, a little quick jump into the gap.
Casey Jones, the center. They fumble! They took the loss. Collins went back on the ball and pounced on it. Collins recovers the fumble, but it forces Miami to punt.
They were fortunate to get that back. You'll see the ball extended out there in front of Casey Jones's hand. He's going to get that defensive people move back up. The ball bounces out of his hands. Never did get it seated in his hands properly. Most of the time, Brent, when that happens, the quarterback pulls his hands out early.
Mike Chrissy punting. And Mike Baker against a savage rush to Baker on the first hop. Baker slips through to the 39. Donnie Nealon's emphasis on the special teams is still paying a dividend. West Virginia had a 1st and 10 at the 29. Then they lost 16 yards on a sack. This is their 2nd series, and they will begin it in Hurricane territory again at the 39-yard line. Kelchner, the quarterback. Robert Walker, the lone running back. Walker, left side. Gain of about 3 before Robert Bass brings him down. John Saunders, how about the battle out west between UCLA and USC?
Well, Brent, as you know, the winner goes to the Rose Bowl. Wayne Cook fakes the handoff, then the little naked bootleg to the end zone, 5 yards, and UCLA leads USC 7-0. Brent.
And folks are going to be very impressed with that Bruin defense. Yes, they lost last week, but it did not give up a touchdown. USC cannot afford to give up a lot of points in that baby. UCLA armed with its quarterback this week. It'll be interesting. Kelchner, right side, almost intercepted. That was White. Paul White broke in front of the receiver. Nothing but green carpet in front of him.
Boy, he's disappointed. Look at, he's excited, Brent. He actually should have picked that when he had 1 pass interception coming into the game and 6 in his career. Look at him strut. Look at him. Hey-oh.
They practiced that dance for about 15 minutes.
On the field here yesterday, they practiced it. You know, West Virginia has been using their fullback as a tight end, opposite the other tight end, Brent, and that doesn't allow the defensive team to substitute personnel against a 2 tight end formation.
We saw Darren Studstill on the sideline, did a good job of quarterbacking this team last week. Could see action here today. Kelchner firing complete to Mike Baker at the 26-yard line. 1st down, Mountaineers.
You'll see that the West Virginia is moving the pocket just slightly, not always going to be straight down the middle, so the defense, see, he's going to come out and set up here and then throw back. That breaks the pattern of the setup for the quarterback, breaks the definition of the pass rush. See, has a nice little pocket to throw in. There comes Baker right there from the backside.
Vanterpool, the freshman, slotted to the right. Instead, it's the fullback, Freeman, to the 22-yard line.
They're going to run up inside with a fullback on quick action, just enough to try to keep Robert Bass, the fine middle linebacker, at home. You'll see the quarterback will sprint right, and he's going to hand it off back. See, and they're going to try to strip the ball out of there. See, they like to do that. Everybody does a good job of that in college football now.
Bass, the middle linebacker, making the stop. 2nd down. They are talented on the defensive side. Walker, hole in the middle. Walker to the 17, and Rohan Marley. Marley is quite a story. Undersized linebacker, does a great job of delivering the hit, Dick.
See, they ran a tackle trap here coming back to the inside. Now watch this as he pulls. See, here he comes. He's going to come back a trap, and he's going to trap Lopez, number 71. Nice job of executing a trap block.
And a crisp tackle, wasn't it, by Rohan?
You know, Miami kids all tackle real well, Brent. They're good athletes. They run through the contact. They wrap the arms for the most part. Good tackling team.
3rd down and 1. Kelchner's going to throw for it. Now sprinting out of trouble. Throwing back. Incomplete in the end zone. A dangerous throw back to the middle of the field. And it was that pressure up front. Now that leaves West Virginia in a field goal situation in the early going. Dick, you want to second guess the 3rd down call?
Yes, I do, Brent.
I thought you might.
Well, first off, they're not a real good field goal kicking team. They have problems. They have 2 different field goal kickers, one from 30 yards out in and one from 30 yards out, and they're not real good. I really believe they made a mistake. They should have gone ahead and tried to make that 1st down.
They were running the ball pretty effectively. That tackle trap you showed us was great. This is Tom Mazzone, 35-yarder. No good. And oh, would they love to have 3rd down back. Understand it.
Especially the one that handles my bank account.
This is the one that has the ratings in a jumble. And just as we said, that's one of the more dangerous teams in the country to be playing. It's not over in South Bend, but Boston College can move the football, and they are doing it here today. Donnell Bennett in the game. Ryan Collins, the Hurricane quarterback.
We got a blitz.
A draw, and he is eaten up. Matt Tafoni, number 3, one of the Mountaineer defenders, is there. And a whole lot of barking going out there. Steve Perkins, number 97. Capone leading the cheers right now. Well, there is Frank Costa in the pocket. And, Dick, what about the change from Costa to Collins?
Well, there's more mobility with Collins in there, and they've done well since the Florida State game with him there, but they haven't played the same kind of football team since they lost to Florida State either. Today will be a big test for Ryan Collins.
2nd and 12. Collins from the shotgun. Offensive line holds up beautifully. Now an open picked off at the 32 by Mike Collins. Collins to the 30. Collins across the 20 and still going. Collins, a brilliant return to the 8-yard line.
Mike Collins getting his 8th career interception here. A senior from Huntington, West Virginia. Quarterback forced out of the pocket. Now Ryan scrambles to the left of your screen. See, they force him out. He gets outside. Now they're playing very, very loose zone back there. Just watching the quarterback. And when you're just watching the quarterback like that in a loose zone, you can make that play.
Now, Dick, a couple of storylines come to mind. West Virginia did not take advantage of great field position on their first 2 possessions. They must not let this one slip away. You can't give the Hurricanes too many opportunities. Walker to the left. Walker nothing doing. Corwin Francis, 58.
Excellent outside linebacker play by Corwin Francis. The defensive line did their job, and he just scraped off outside that defensive end and took him inside out to the sideline. Nice play, good technique.
Another thing, on that replay, Jonathan Harris was wide open, a wide receiver of the Canes. Collins on the move, very hard to detect it, so he didn't pick him up. Now it is going to be 2nd down and goal. What about the Mountaineers going in from this spot on the field?
Well, see, they like to run the option, but Jake Kelchner, their quarterback, has a bad hamstring, and I don't think they'll run the option with him, but they really like to do it down here.
Walker for perhaps a yard. Not much more against this very talented defense.
Well, they've been very efficient inside the red zone, as you see that, 47 times inside. But what makes it outstanding is the percentage of touchdowns. See, very few field goals, more touchdowns. Good inside the red zone. See, they ran that same tackle trap that they ran successfully in the last series on that play, thinking defensive penetration, they'll trap and try to get the play that way.
So here's the 3rd and goal. Kelchner going to swing it out to Walker. Walker with a penalty flag down. Penalty flag is thrown. Walker is out of bounds at the 8-yard line. The referee is Terry Monk of the Big East.
Rowan Marley read that so quickly and reacted, and I think he is the individual that got blocked illegally, Brent. Let's see what they call. When you say Big East officials, I think of last year. Boy, we saw some dandy calls last year. Woo!
But you were right. That's exactly what occurred on this play.
That's what happened.
Wisconsin
thinking Rose Bowl.
Thinking, let's get to Tokyo and play for a chance to go to Pasadena. The road to Pasadena always led through Tokyo, didn't it? That's amazing.
Can you imagine George Perlis thinking that? And the Wisconsin people think, my gosh, we're going to go to Japan to play for the rights to go to the Rose Bowl.
Illegal blocking above the boys in the back against the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat 3rd down.
Dick, I'm going to go back to that point. And Jack Rohan Marley, such an interesting story.
It is indeed. In fact, you know, earlier this week, coming out of Miami was a report that Marley would not play in this game. We talked to Coach Dennis Erickson about that yesterday, and he said it was a surprise to me. He said, in fact, when I read about it in the paper, I had to call Marley up and say, did I miss something?
Jack, I've got more on that in a moment. I'm going to follow up on that. Did a little Watergate earlier today. Kelchner with time, deflected, and Baker can't scoop it up. So it is incomplete on 3rd and goal from the 28, and now it is 4th down again. Now, Marley, so I went up and Miami said, unfortunately, Coach Erickson is to blame. He was talking about losing German to an injury on the last play of practice, and he said Marley's name, and accidentally he said he won't play on Saturday. The writers writing it down thought they'd lost Marley, too.
I know they were cheering here on campus.
Oh, yeah. Now they have sent Sauerbrunn into the game to attempt this field goal of 45 yards. Coach Nealon explaining he was going to try him on longer ones, and is no good. And if you're a Hurricane fan, you're thinking business as usual. Another big game and another great performance by the defense so far. Now the offense needs to stand up. Collins out of the shotgun has been shaky. Hits Bennett over here on the right flat, and Bennett is slammed out of bounds at the 33-yard line. And John Saunders, how about the Badgers and the Illini?
Brent, you mentioned the trip to Japan against Michigan State next week. Today they must beat the Illini, as you said. Brent Moss with a 1-yard touchdown run, but if they win their last 2 games, Wisconsin is headed to the Rose Bowl as co-champions of the Big Ten. Right now, Brent, back to you.
Yeah, John, the tiebreaker would go all the way back to the last appearance in the Rose Bowl, and I think it's almost like some 30 years since the Badgers have been out there. That was that great Ron Vanderkellen game in Pasadena. 2nd down for the Canes, and James Stewart, who hit a big run against Rutgers last week, a talented young running back out of Vero Beach, Florida, checks in. Gets into the action on a cutback. Fumble! And West Virginia pounces on it. Wes Richardson.
Steve Dunlap, the defensive coordinator, changed up the defense that time and went from a 4-down lineman to a 3-down lineman, thinking he can handle the cutbacks better. And you'll see the nose guard right here. He's going to be doubled. That's Hawkins, number 9, and he fights back off that block right there. There's a hat put right on the football by Derek Wiley, 45, the outside backer. He put his hat on it and knocked it out. Good change-up of defense on that series right there, Brent.
Erickson's defense under pressure again.
They would be wise to go for a big one on 1st down, Brent.
It's Walker sweeping to the right. You called it. Bass comes up. It's 2nd and long now for the Mountaineer offense.
These people run so well, Miami does. It's hard just to take the ball and directly run outside them. Normally, you want to use a little counteraction to freeze those inside people or bring the quarterback out on bootlegs, and that's probably eliminated today because of Kelchner's hamstring problem.
Dick, the Mountaineer coaches have to be thinking about Studstill. No, Kelchner's a very fine, talented quarterback, but they may need a little more mobility at that position to put some pressure on this talented defense. Let's see what happens here. Kelchner going to hand it to Walker. There's nothing going here, folks. Forget about it. 25-yard line, and Francis again.
See, they flop Corin Francis to the strong side of the formation toward the tight end because Marley is only 5'8", 205, so he goes to the strong side, and he's used to seeing plays run at him behind that tight end's block there, and he does an awfully good job. That was Coach Tuberville calling the defensive signals right there. Excellent defensive football coach. He really did a nice job of explaining to me yesterday, Brent, his concepts in defensing West Virginia's offense today. I was really enjoyed the conversation.
That talented Miami front. 3rd and 10 for the Mountaineers. Kelchner fires. 1st down. A penalty flag is down. Eddie Hill, the receiver at the 10-yard line, but a penalty flag is thrown at the 18. Hill indicating that it's going against the Canes. West Virginia, a big 3rd down conversion apparently.
Coach Tuberville said he was going to blitz a lot of those one-back formations. I was sort of looking for at that time on third down. Evidently didn't want to get locked up one-on-one down there on the 25-yard line.
His defense has been under pressure, hasn't it?
We have a face mask, a 5-yard inadvertent face mask against the defense before the pass was complete. So the penalty declined, the play stands, first down.
College football could not be more exciting, and a feast of action coming your way on ABC over the holiday weekend. The Thanksgiving Day Classic, Georgia takes on rival Georgia Tech. Then on Friday, big doubleheader coming your way. There's your leadoff game, and then the national game will be Oklahoma, Nebraska. A chance to check out those Cornhuskers, like West Virginia, not getting a lot of respect. Then on Saturday, Florida State, Florida, or Penn State, Michigan State. 1st and 10 for the Mountaineers. Still trying to get into the end zone using the fullback, Jimmy Freeman. This is the 4th time West Virginia has had a golden scoring opportunity in the opening quarter, and they have 0 on the scoreboard.
You have to give credit to Miami defense, Brent. They came in here giving up only 11.6 points a game, and they're demonstrating why they've been able to do that right here. I mean, they've had terrible field position this whole first quarter, and they have done an excellent job of playing defense.
2nd down and 10. Kelchner to Walker, and Walker is slammed at the 9-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down for West Virginia. And again, it was Robert Bass in there with Corwin Francis, 58. Francis all over the field defensively, along with that man, number 49.
Obviously a little bit worried about their passing game down in there, a little bit concerned about the turnover factor in that. The other thing is, with the field goal situation as it is, not really great field goal kickers. They've got to make sure they don't take a sack on this 3rd down if they don't or can't get the completion. 38-6.
The fake, Kelchner to throw it. It does to his tight end, Nate Ryan, number 87 at the 5-yard line. They still need almost 4 yards for a 1st down. Here comes the 4th down decision. They have missed on 2 field goals. They'll try another one. They'll go back now and try for the 3rd time to get something on that board with Tom Mazzone, the junior, who kicks the short one.
Really, he's 0 for 1 for that distance. In fact, they haven't made a field goal inside the 30 this year.
Up. Finally. Out of bounds, coming out the 35-yard line. Jack Carew, what have you got?
Well, Brent, you were talking upstairs about 4 tries and only 3 points and how happy Dennis Erickson might be with that. Well, let me tell you what's happened on the Mountaineers sideline. It has tempered the emotions just a little bit with all of the players. As we said at the top of the show, they were extremely high. Well, being denied as they were with those missed field goals, they've settled down just a little bit. So there may be a silver lining inside that cloud.
You know, Jack and Dick, one of the problems here that Neyland's facing, the kicking woes. I mean, you kick it out of bounds on a kickoff like that after a field goal, you bring the Canes out to their best starting field position of the game, right? The 35-yard line. Well, your kicking game in a situation like this, when you're up against a very talented Miami team, you get yourself in trouble.
No question. Obviously, he wasn't talking about his place kickers when he said their special teams were the best he's ever had.
Bennett back in at running back. Bennett to the left side. Bennett is stuffed. Derek Wiley, 45.
Good defensive line play prior to Derek Wiley making that play. Again, defensive lineman forcing the running back to move parallel to the line of scrimmage, and Wiley coming up and doing what he's supposed to do. A 6-foot, 11.5-inch high jumper. That's an athlete playing outside linebacker.
Second down. No running backs. Collins, you can see how he avoids the first man, and he's sacked at the 17-yard line. Scott Gaskins.
The mobility didn't help him that time. Scott Gaskins had leverage on the ball. He's outside in a three-point stance. You see him coming off the ball right now. You see number 67 in the middle of the screen. Wiley flushes him, gets him outside. Now he's coming off to the right side of your screen. You'll see him appear. Here he comes, and he makes a lunge and gets him by the foot.
And a 14-yard loss.
Oh, listen up, team. Order your official Coach sweatshirt now. Call 1-800-531-5000. Just $24.95 plus 3.
Here for the Hurricanes, it's 3rd and 26, trailing by a field goal.
Well, they're great at converting third down situations, Brent, but they're better off not taking any chances here. They've already turned the ball over twice.
Bennett's the running back. Collins in the shotgun. Three-man rush for the Mountaineers. Middle screen. Bennett slammed out at the 31. David Mayfield.
Excellent call. No, you don't make the first down, but it's not a dangerous throw, and you put the ball in a gifted back's hands, a block downfield or two, maybe you do get it. Good offensive call.
Mike Chrissy will punt, and last time from the Miami end zone, he took too many steps, Dick.
Well, he took one step toward the line of scrimmage on the snap.
Mike Baker set to return. This time a better punt to the 27-yard line. Baker trying to cut back away from trouble. Ball is fumbled. Miami still going after it, and West Virginia. The scramble is on. And West Virginia hangs on. Toporowski, the defensive back, number 35, apparently is at the bottom of that pile down inside the 5-yard line.
Well, Baker has a lot of experience returning punts, Brent. He's returned 37 of them this year, 65 in his career. But it's stupid to get the ball out there like one hand. That's not using good judgment at all. Look at that right there. You should fumble the football doing something stupid like that.
And that he did. Also trying to twist away there at the end. And then the chase is on. A little of a William Tell overture, please, gentlemen.
Normally you try to scoop it and pull the ball to your belly and cradle that thing.
Darren Studstill.
So he can run.
Checks in at quarterback, giving them a little more mobility. His first series. Walker sprinting to the left. Walker showing his first flash to the 20-yard line.
Whenever you can run off tackle to the weak side of your formation like that, your offensive tackle, that would be Rick Graham, 7'8", had to do a real good job. He's at the left position right here at the top of your screen. He had to do a good job. Oh, they ran a stunt, and they picked up the stunt properly. Good coaching by the offensive line. They picked up that slant.
A 17-yard gain, his best. Our cameraman will go anywhere for the best in visuals. 1st and 10 for the Mountaineers, leading by a field goal here in the second quarter. Walker slashes back to the inside. Well, Darren Studstill enters the game, and Robert Walker comes to life.
Now, they haven't changed the defense, but they do have to alert their outside linebackers that he is their option quarterback. Now, that might be loosening up the front a little bit. You look at this first quarter stats, Miami minus 23, minus 18 total yards, but turnovers. West Virginia +2 right there and only 3 points ahead. That could spell trouble at the end of this one.
Second and short. Woodard, who checked in at fullback, bolts ahead to the 34. Kevin Patrick and Darren Crine squeeze down. Yeah, you got it right, big man. First down. Fourth quarter now. And Boston College trying to hang on in South Bend with Auburn. Remember, eligible in one poll, but not the other. 1st and 10. Studstill throwing for the first time. In trouble. And he goes down at the 30-yard line. Warren Sapp hanging on.
Miami doing a real good job with their coverage that time on 1st down, Brent. They're playing a loose zone, and that allows a Warren Sapp and those kind of guys to get to the quarterback because there was no place to throw the ball downfield. Last week, Studstill threw the ball up for grabs twice for interceptions, the only 2 he had this year, but they were poor judgment plays. He didn't do that today.
Wisconsin needs a win in Champaign, and then next week in Tokyo against Michigan State to earn a berth in the Rose Bowl. 2nd and 14. Walker, and he is surrounded. You saw Krein coming from the backside, number 91. Marley, number 2, stepping up to meet him.
Darren Krein is really good. You know, he has 17.5 sacks in his career there. He already has his degrees, an honor student. He'll finish up at probably play on Sunday afternoon, along with maybe all those other guys.
Third and 13. And the quarterback runs the draw. Studstill. The mobility to the 42-yard line, short of the first down by a couple of yards. Richardson hanging on.
Boy, that's a great weapon when you can spread the defense out like they did with 3 wide receivers, get them thinking pass coverage, and then run that draw, because you can use your fullback now as the lead blocker. And he did a pretty good job. He'll set back now. He gets back. They'll follow the fullback as he leads right up through there. That's 28, Rodney Woodard. Now, he'll get a cut block right there to the right side of your screen. See, there he gets a little work off right there, and that good mobility almost gets the first down. But what he does do is get in a better position to punt the football and put Miami in the hole.
Sauerbrunn. Returnable. Takes a big bounce for the Mountaineers, however. And Jonathan Harris forced to go down at the 8-yard line. Notre Dame still trailing Boston College. The others, Nebraska and Auburn. So 1st and 10 for Collins and the Canes. Gonna fake the end around. And Collins with a receiver covered, so he takes off. And Collins to the 25, and out at the 34 with a fine run before Mike Collins and force him out. John Saunders, what do you got on the Badgers and the Illini?
Brent, Wisconsin may be sniffing the roses soon. Here against the Illini, Darrell Bevell goes 24 yards to Mike Roan to the end zone for the touchdown. They now lead 14-3. And Auburn trying to remain unbeaten. Now with the lead over Alabama, Scott Etheridge with a field goal to give them a 1-point lead. Back to you.
The Badgers of Wisconsin. Miami's first down here. Larry Jones, the running back, gets his first call of the game. Almost slipped the tackle to the 38. It was Mike Collins who has intercepted a pass already today. He's been all over the field.
Well, they stretch you out with their formations last time. There were 3 wide receivers, and they come off zone blocking. And I'll explain what I mean here. They'll come off at angles like this and stretch the front of you, and he just tries to find that crack with that zone blocking. Now, watch Zev Lemelski step. You see him come off at that angle. They pick everybody up, and he finds the crack.
The Canes trying to mount a drive, trailing by a field goal. Bennett returns. Collins changes the play at the line of scrimmage, and here's where the crowd becomes a factor at Morgantown.
See, they've changed the defensive front. He didn't like that front.
The late toss. Run out of bounds by Wes Richardson, number 41.
See, they changed the defense to a bare defensive front that time. He didn't like what he had called. See, there was a man on the center's nose and both offensive guards covered. They didn't want to run what they had called. See what I'm talking about right there? See, look at the center. He says, hey, get me out of this play. I don't want to block all these guys. I need some help.
Third and 2 for the Canes. Jones is stuffed. And it's Wiley, 45, who led the charge.
Brent, they tried to cross block a short yardage play. The defense was coming with penetration. They couldn't pick up the penetration, and Wiley makes the big play. Normally in short yardage, you don't like to cross block it, meaning one lineman block down and the other kick out.
Chrissy, his third punt. And back deep is Mike Baker. Baker decides late, and that's dangerous when you reach down on a ball like that, isn't it? When we come back, Westford
To be back directing the Mountaineers.
first and 10 now for Studstill. Mountaineers up a field goal. Gonna throw on first down and got a man wide open on that far side. Vanterpool, the freshman.
The reason he was wide open, Rowan Marley, the outside linebacker, blitzed, and there was no underneath coverage. 38-17. Tom Coughlin.
Oh, baby.
Woo! But you know what I'm saying? There was no underneath coverage because they blitzed that linebacker.
Now, remember, West Virginia, too, is unbeaten, and Miami has lost only to Florida State. So who's going to jump where? Who's going to wind up a what bowl game? It's interesting, isn't it? And the fullback, Woodard, for the first down.
Very, very clever play, Brent. They used an influence block by the left guard, got Warren Sapp way upfield and just ran right where he was.
Well, next Saturday, the Skins game comes your way on ABC. Folks, I got a good little bit of action for you. Just for a soda pop, tell someone that Arnold Palmer will not be shut out by Payne Stewart, Paul Azinger, and Fred Couples. You can probably get some odds. First and 10. And Walker can't get it turned as Rohan Marley cut him down.
That time Marley came up underneath the defensive end rather than going outside. So they had the defensive end in contained position and the linebacker fill up inside. He's not very big, but boy is he active, and he's an excellent tackler.
Second and 12. Boston College's performance in South Bend is really enhancing the Big East today, isn't it? Movement. The defensive lineman got back. Play fake. Stud's still going to throw it over the middle. Almost intercepted by Robert Bass.
Robert Bass had a chance for an interception. Play action. Froze the linebacker, but then he had the mobility to react. Now watch the right-hand corner of your screen. You'll see 48. See him right there. He acknowledges play action. He comes on. Now he watch him drip right back into it. Good leaper. Should have picked off his first interception in his career. Didn't do it. He may have his college degree, but he'd rather have that interception.
That was for all you educators out there, that last line. Speak for yourself. I'll get us off the hook. Third and 12. Stud's still on the roll. Stud's still throwing downfield. And interference. Interference. He was tackled by C.J. Richardson, who had lost contact with the football and tackled the wide receiver.
The receiver got deep and tried to come back through the football, and then Baker hooked him and wouldn't let him come back. Not Baker, rather Richards hooked him and wouldn't let him come back. Lower left-hand corner of your screen, you'll see it appear right down to bottom. See 19? Now see him hook him right there with his left arm, wouldn't let him come back for the ball. They're going to call it
a 15-yard penalty in college football. The difference in the NCAA and the NFL rules.
Pass interference on the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
See, that defender has to give the receiver the opportunity to catch the football. See, he's preventing him from coming back for the football. He probably wouldn't have been able to get back there anyway. As we saw there, he was slipping on the AstroTurf.
So with the 15 yards, you can see where the ball is. Miami Hurricane territory at the 47. First down, West Virginia. On the delay, it's Walker to the 41-yard line on first down, and Marley hit him first.
You can see what they're doing with the good pass rushers like Kevin Patrick. On first down, yes, not third and long. They run a draw, they invite him upfield, and then they get underneath him with the handoff. That really slows you down on first down from there here on out. You'll see it right over here. They invite him upfield with a pass block, but they run the ball underneath him. See, now see him get him upfield like that? Good job there. See, now great big hole.
Studstill has to go down, and there were penalty flags and whistles sounding.
Dead ball foul. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
You can see Harold Kidd with that cast on his hand. He broke a finger in practice this week.
Second and 9.
And that could hurt him in attempting to intercept the pass, couldn't it? Hill comes in motion. Studstill's going to throw it. Incomplete. And wow, the Canes were there again. Dexter Siegler, 34.
The coverage had rolled up. Dexter Siegler had the outside quarter short, Brent. If he'd have been watching the ball rather than the receiver, I think he would have moved right into position to pick it off and take it in for a score. He was concentrating on the receiver coming out rather than the ball.
3rd and 9. Dick, what's your impression of the Mountaineer offense so far?
Well, I think they've done a real good job, but they've done a lousy job when they've had the good field position, but they have dominated the game from an offensive standpoint. You know, Miami hasn't done anything with it. At least West Virginia has.
Studstill has time. Intercepted at the 15-yard line. Terrace Harris picks it off.
That was poor judgment on Studstill's part because they had him short and long. No one underneath to hold the short defender up, of course, the line of scrimmage, Brent, and he tried to force it in there on a throwback. Concentrate now. You'll see the quarterback on a short sprint action. Set up. He's going to throw back. Now he's going to try to go deep. Now, right-hand corner of your screen, you'll see they had him short and long. So 2 guys on him. Poor judgment by Studstill.
The little hully-gully here in Morgantown.
That won't go over real good up here in West Virginia, believe me.
Donnell Bennett, the running back. And Collins off a fake throws to a tight end. That was Dietrich Clausel. Jackaroo.
Well, Brent, the wind chill down here has got it down about maybe 9 degrees. And, you know, the University of Miami ordered kerosene heaters, knowing it was going to be cold here. They ordered them locally in Morgantown. Well, they called up to confirm it just about 3 days ago, and guess what? They were out of kerosene heaters. Something about that, right? So they went to New Jersey, and they got these hot seats that are used at Veterans Stadium. Remember in the Army-Navy game, Navy, Notre Dame, we saw them? They ordered those and had them shipped in.
2nd down. And this time it's Jones getting the call. Forced out on the far side. 1st down for Miami. First time in the history of West Virginia that they've ever been out of kerosene, folks. Well, at the conclusion of this game, we'll select a Chevrolet Most Valuable Player from each team. And for the 23rd year through the Chevrolet Scholarship Program, $1,000 will be donated to the General Scholarship Fund of each school. Nice to have you along with us. What a season this has developed into. Things are heating up in college football. Basic running play with Bennett behind the left side of the offensive line, and Barry Hawkins, 99, is there defensively.
Steve Dunlap, the defensive coordinator, is doing a good job of changing up his defensive fronts on 1st down. I'm surprised they didn't audible that time because that's the same defensive front that forced the audible in the last series, Brent. Evidently, they were going on a quick count and could not audible.
You know, Dick, Miami's offense struggled for a quarter against Rutgers and then came up with a big play. They're struggling here again against the Mountaineers. Maybe they can search and find the big play. Collins, receivers are covered, slips a tackle, going to run out of bounds at the 34-yard line.
See, what they wanted to do that time is go to Jonathan Harris on the slot receiver, inside slot receiver, on an option pattern. But what they did with the pass defense, they bracketed him outside and they bracketed him inside. No place to go. So they forced the scramble. Good coverage.
Costa, and remember, he grew up in South Philadelphia. Perhaps he's a little more comfortable with the weather. Maybe he'll get a couple of series. The Irish, meanwhile, on the comeback, 38-25 in the fourth. And Wisconsin, a big one for them. That would leave them one victory away from the Rose Bowl. Now it's 3rd and 4. No running backs. They're going to throw against it. Incomplete. Miami forced the punt by the defense.
See, they came with a blitz, Brent, and they had the running back going out there with a no-back attack. The backfield was empty. The safety came over and picked him up. They tried to go to the hot receiver. Evidently, in this case, it was the running back. He wasn't looking for the football. That was Larry Jones who didn't look back.
Dick, let me ask you about Mike Baker, the return man here on the punts as Chrissy gets ready again. His judgment has not been too good back here for the Mountaineers.
It hasn't been good yet today. He has had a good career returning punts. This one's an easy one.
Pounces on the ball and check his biorhythms. Not real good today. Mountaineers lead it by 3. Stand. West Virginia ranks 9th. Keltner returns, and so does the sack attack. Ray Lewis, 52, tackles Jake the Snake.
It came with a blitz right there. They did not pick it up properly. Normally, your protection will slide back away from the direction of your quarterback moving. You'll see the quarterback was moving to the left up on top, and Lewis came from the backside. The quarterback moves out this way, and Lewis comes right in through the backside. See him coming in the backside. They don't slide the protection. Center is late coming out. That's Dale Williams, 65, was late in sliding backside.
Keltner on the delay, handing to Woodard. Woodard sprints to the left, and Marley there at the point of attack.
Defensive line had just a little too much penetration for him to force it outside like that, Brent. They couldn't get it up inside where they wanted to go.
3rd and 11. Ball at the 29-yard line.
Total yards. West Virginia, what I was saying earlier, Brent, they're the only ones that really have done anything offensively at all. I wouldn't be surprised to see Costa come in this football game for Miami and start throwing the football and straight drop back stuff.
Woodard again, and he is taken on by Corwin Francis.
Boy, he has played well. There's Costa right there. I talked to him on the field yesterday. His attitude is good about his situation. And, you know, what choice do you have? He'd like to be playing. A lot of family members from Philadelphia drove up to the game today.
Harris set to return the punt. Sauerbrunn. West Virginia 3, Miami nothing. Beautiful punt. He slips at the 14. And he is taken down by
nationally, but his average would rank him nationally.
Well, since Collins took over at quarterback after the Florida State loss, they've scored 49, 42, 35, and 31 points. But here today, they are scoreless in the first half. Bennett is the Canes running back. Collins on first down. Open receiver, complete to the 40-yard line, and E.C. Tellison, who caught a bomb against Rutgers, out of bounds.
See, now that's the first time they've come out and thrown a drop-back pass on first down. Not a bootleg or a waggle action or a play action. They just came back, let the offensive lineman set, pass protect, and let him go back and throw. Good change-up.
Shotgun fumble. Collins picks it up, and now he'll taken out of bounds, so he made something out of nothing. A penalty flag comes down. Wes Richardson may have hit him a little late going out of bounds, and a personal foul could be called on Richardson.
You know, they didn't look like they were ready for the shotgun snap on that play. Boy, this right here, this penalty.
Dead ball, personal foul, late hit against the defense. First down.
Let's take a look at that entire play and see how it developed. See the shotgun. See, he's not looking at the center right now. He's looking around. You see right in the middle of the screen. He's looking left, looking, and there's the ball. Hits him right in the stomach. Casey Jones snapped it at the wrong time, or the quarterback wasn't concentrating on his own snap. Now he's heading out of bounds, and here comes Richardson. Oh, no, I don't think that's a real vicious call.
Oh, he got him up high, though, didn't he? I mean, that's an automatic, isn't it?
It almost looked like he was trying to hold him up from that angle rather than knock him down. You can't give Miami anything because they normally take advantage of it.
First and 10 for the Canes, and again, Collins drops back to the shotgun look. Offensive line holds up with the receivers, and now Collins to the end zone. Intercepted Mayfield.
Poor judgment again by Ryan. You don't throw the ball late down the middle or even deep like that against pure zone defenses. The reason he couldn't throw the ball initially was they were all dropped off in zone, just watching the quarterback's eyes. Then he sprints out, he's flushed, he comes out, and he tries to throw it deep. There he is, deep in the shotgun. Pretty good pass rush now. See, they've got some heat coming on him there. The coverage takes it away. Here's the heat from the top of the screen. Now he tries to throw it deep, and they're just sitting back there waiting for him in the zone. Poor judgment.
And Wiley slamming into the quarterback, and now Collins realizing downfield that the ball has been intercepted by the Mountaineers. West Virginia first and 10. Ball on their own 20 is Mayfield with the turnover. And the fullback to the 26-yard line. Woodard with Rohan Marley making the stop for the Canes. Well, tomorrow, ABC Sports has an exciting lineup. First at 1 Eastern, live from Madison Square Garden, Steffi Graf takes on Mary Pierce. It's the finals of the Virginia Slims Championship. Then a figure skating spectacular, pairs and dance finals, and a special exhibition from Sudafed Skate America all tomorrow. Walker and Walker to the 26-yard line.
Excellent play by Rowan Marley. They brought the weak side linebacker off the split side of the formation that time, Brent, and he went right underneath the play action and darn near got to the point of exchange. An excellent play. You see him, he'll flash from the left side of your screen. See number 2 come down underneath real tight? Right in there.
Third and 4. And Kelchner going to throw for it. Now tries to get Hill, and it was out of bounds anyway.
It was obvious then that Kelchner knew he could not sprint. I think in a normal situation he would have run for the first down. He only needed 4 yards, but he knew he better not sprint because that hamstring is sore and it's all taped up. If he tested it too much, he'd pull it again.
A defensive struggle between unbeaten West Virginia and once beaten Miami. West Virginia with 4 golden scoring opportunities in the first half and 1 field goal to show for it. Jonathan Harris set to return. Sauerbrun's punt.
It looks like they're going to come after it, Brent. They haven't had 1 block this year.
And timeout has been called. Sauerbrunn saw that alignment, and a reminder that coming up at halftime, John Saunders will have scores and highlights. What a day this has been so far in college football. Ohio State, a victory away from the Rose Bowl, stumbles in Ann Arbor. Notre Dame, ranked number 1, having difficulty against Boston College. And a football feast coming your way on ABC. Let's take you down quickly through it. On Thanksgiving, 11 a.m. Eastern time. College fans, Georgia Tech. Time remaining in the first half. Now Sauerbrunn And the punt team ready. Pressure in the middle, but Sauerbrunn got off a beauty. He's going to drive Harris back to the 16-yard line under pressure. That was great punt coverage and well done by Sauerbrunn.
Boy, he nailed that one. You can, when I say net, that means the punt return has been removed from the length of the punt, and it is still 42 yards. I think Dennis Erickson's really disappointed in his offense right now, too. Yes, you're going to give some credit to West Virginia, but they have not played well. They've been out of sync, Brent.
Well, the penalty brings the ball back inside the 15-yard line. Time remaining. Bennett with Hawkins there defending.
They have 3 timeouts, but obviously they're just going to go ahead and let the clock run out.
The first half comes to an end in Morgantown. The unbeaten, untied Mountaineers leading by a field goal, and Sauerbrunn, their fine punter, also handles the kickoffs. There's the kickoff to start the second half into the end zone. And we get shocking word from South Bend. After watching that Notre Dame had gone ahead on 4th and goal, Boston College has kicked a last-second field goal. They have upended Notre Dame. There might be, it's final now. Boston College has thrown the whole world of college football up in the air. And now when these fans hear that in Morgantown, they have just received the announcement, how high can the Mountaineers climb? And what about the Hurricanes? Boston College stuns Notre Dame 41-39. Wow. Ryan Collins, the quarterback. Collins slammed at the 25-yard line.
I'm not sure Ryan Collins wants to throw the ball, Brent. He got back there. I saw the pattern develop. It was a zone pattern against his zone coverage. The receiver was there. He tucked it under his arm and ran. He's not reading the coverage properly.
Now second down. Changing the play, and that's going to be tough here in Morgantown the rest of the way now. Collins keeping it, no one to pitch to. Slammed at the 24-yard line, and that was Derek Wiley getting another rip on him.
Brent, what he did is he audible to an option to his left. The running back did not hear the audible, and he took off and went to the right.
A look at the AP top 10. Notre Dame lost, Florida State going later, Nebraska idle, Miami losing here. Who will jump to number 1? 3rd and 5.
He almost pitched that ball out in space. There was nobody there.
No backs, everybody out. And he hits the running back who had gone out as a wide receiver. Hits Bennett. First down, Canes.
See, that type of a pattern is very, very defined, and a young quarterback can recognize what's happening with that. He zeroes in on the one guy. It's a zone pattern. He goes out, comes back underneath, and pops it to him. First half possessions for the Hurricanes. Look at 3 plays, 2 plays, 2 plays, 3 plays. 1 drive of 5 plays. Not very impressive.
Stewart. Taboni tackles him.
They haven't blocked Derek Wiley yet. Strong side outside linebacker, number 45. He just penetrated. He came underneath the tight end. Boy, that's tough when that happens to the tight end. They're thinking hook block. All of a sudden, the linebacker comes under him. Penetration, minus yardage play.
Again changing up.
He sees the blitz look man-to-man coverage over toward the slot, Brent.
Tafoni, he sprints away from him. Tafoni pursuing a wobbler, out of bounds and incomplete. And it was Tafoni pursuing him.
Excellent bump and run coverage, too. West Virginia proving they can run with these people. Good pressure by Tafoni. Forced him out of the pocket. They're doing an awfully good job of changing up the defensive fronts and mixing up the coverages. A totally different defensive front this time. They're bump and run coverage. Here comes the blitz right there. See, Tafoni forces him outside with inside pressure. Now he tries to lay it up to the tight coverage.
Out of Medford, New Jersey. 3rd and 10 for the Canes. Marcus Wimberly to the left, along with Tellison. That's Bennett. It's a shotgun and a 3-man rush. And against that rush, he fires complete to Chris T. Jones, hitting him for the first down.
Boy, that really stretches your defense. There you are in a shotgun. The one back you have in the backfield goes in motion to the other sideline. The other receivers are split all the way across the field, and they're playing zone. That time he stayed with the discipline of his read and fired that curl pattern. Nice job by Ryan Collins.
Notre Dame has lost. So here, West Virginia beating Miami by a field goal. Collins keeping it. Collins around the left side. Still can't find a receiver. Picks up a block. Tafoni now in pursuit. And it's incomplete as Timmy Brown, who has a wonderful vertical leap, was able to get back and deflect that pass. There's one of the best athletes on the field right now, and Tim Brown.
He's doing a great job, and you were talking and reading about what he can do, Brent. But, you know, they had an offensive lineman, Terrell Green, an offensive guard, was downfield. Tim Brown is gifted, runs a 4.5 40 and a vertical leap of 40 inches, and that's NBA caliber leaping.
That is amazing. It's the all-time record for a linebacker here at West Virginia. And you can measure athletic ability with a vertical leap.
Yeah. Ryan Collins is yes, he's mobile, Brent, but he's running around there and just scrambling around hoping something will happen. And if he's going to break out of that pocket and get scrambling like that, he's better off just tucking the ball under his arm and becoming a runner. Here's the play action. He's coming out there. He wants to throw the crossing pattern. He doesn't think he can throw it. So he's going to go reverse the field. He's running a quarterback reverse right here. Here he goes, looking for somebody to throw the ball to.
And Brown sticks a hand into the air and deflects it. After the penalty, it is 1st and 15.
This is so far away from the Miami style of offense that I'm used to seeing.
Being shut out so far in Morgantown. Collins with time. And complete to Harris. Hit right away by number 45. Wiley coming up to deliver the whack. And David Mayfield there defensively, number 30. He's had a big day for the Mountaineers, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. He's done an excellent job, Brent. He's also the top student on the football team. Very bright young guy. He's a great high school running back. Ran for over 3,000 yards. And right now he calls all the defensive signals. He's taking the signal from the sideline coach there. Looks like they're coming after him again. Now they're tightened up.
Collins using a timeout.
You know what I think they're doing to him, too, is they're showing coverage. It's giving him a look and then backing out of that coverage to a different coverage, and it's confusing him.
Timeout in Morgantown. Oh, boy.
And we get to see them Friday. The #1 team, Nebraska.
All right. Right now, Miami struggling, trailing by a field goal. 2nd and 7. It's 3-0 West Virginia. Fires complete to the 40-yard line. And that's Chris T. Jones and a first down. Well, Jack Arute, you've got a very interested observer with you here today.
Well, Brent, indeed I do. Chuck Ninus from the CFA, and what a great weekend. The upset by Notre Dame this game.
Well, college football's a great sport, Jack, and that's one of the great things about it. You don't know who's going to win every week.
Well, let's talk about the playoffs. You know, everybody, it's been reported in the papers a lot about that there should be a playoff 1 versus 2. We'll ask you that question right after this play. Brent?
All right, Jack, everybody wants to hear that. Chuck Ninus being involved with the CFA, the head of that fine organization. Here's the handoff now to Stewart. That's Mayfield bringing him down. Okay, Jack.
All kinds of reports. Now, what is the truth?
Our membership has asked our television committee to evaluate the future of postseason football, including the possibility of some championship system. Our committee is in the process of doing it. As many people know, we met with some of the bowls last week, and what we're going is in a very logical manner to see what we should be doing. We'll have a report for our membership no later than June.
Brent, that about sets the record straight.
Second down now for the Hurricanes. They have driven down to the West Virginia 30. Donnell Bennett trying to pick his daylight. Mayfield comes up again. And there's a penalty flag. It was thrown late. I think you saw it perhaps on your set. It was a shocker in the way they were manhandled. Not so much that Michigan won that game, being in Ann Arbor. And how about the comeback by Auburn? How about Auburn being ranked #1 in the writers' poll? Could that happen? And Wisconsin needs a win against Illinois and then in Tokyo against Michigan State to earn its way to Pasadena in the Rose Bowl against the winner of this game, with UCLA leading USC 17-7. It will be a first down, and the Hurricanes have penetrated to the 23-yard line. They change the look at the line of scrimmage, and Collins is forced to alter the play again.
See, they get up there and they cover the center and both guards. It's tough to run inside. They're coming after him. If he can get this off, he'll have one-on-one coverage.
Collins out of the end zone.
It's intended for number 88, Wimberly.
Tommy Orr covering Wimberly. Marcus Wimberly, number 88, a junior.
You see what I was talking about here? They covered everybody inside. He knew he'd see all these people right here covering the inside of all the offensive line when there's no one to run. He sees the one-on-one coverage. He makes the audible. They come with a blitz. He has one-on-one up to the top of your screen. He tries to get it to him.
Second down and 10 for Miami. And you can see that the noise here in Morgantown is playing havoc with the Canes offense. Under pressure, he'll take off. Tafoni can't catch him. And now he's hit by Tommy Orr and knocked out of bounds on that far sideline.
See, there is a time when he uses his mobility at an advantage. See, Brent, he's going upfield with the football, not running from sideline to sideline. If you're mobile as a quarterback, get upfield with that. This is like a quarterback draw. See, he's back there in the shotgun. He wants to throw left. He looks there. He doesn't see it. He's flushed right now. See, now he starts to go. He starts to go. Now he sees that hole, and he takes it. He's better off doing that than trying to throw the ball running right or left. He better tuck the ball away, too.
And Dick, it leaves him with second and very short right now.
But see, that's an easy call. See, running sideline to sideline like that, and plus it's tough to throw the complete pass. Miami inside the red zone. 34 touchdowns, 47 times inside there. Excellent execution.
Jack Arute told us, the coach told him at halftime, we've got to establish the run, and Miami has come out here with a tough drive right now.
Well, if they give the ball to James Stewart, I'll tell you, they'll establish a run because he has been impressive on the two tapes that I saw him play on. You know, a big guy at 235 pounds, a state champion, 100-meter champion. He can run.
At this moment, Bennett, number 33, is the Hurricanes running back.
And he's no sissy, I'll tell you that.
There he is.
See, he's a big guy too, Brent, at 227. They can pound on him. See, double tight ends, two wide outs. That balances up the defensive front. It's a little hard to use variations against a balanced running front, meaning there's three guys on each side of the center. They're stacked inside.
Bennett bolts for the first down.
You know, I was talking to Rich Olson, the quarterback coach for Miami, and he told me that they had planned to use 4 wide receivers in this ball game and take a tight end out as a changeup, and they haven't done that yet today.
Now, after that first down, Stewart enters the game.
He's the right guy to give the ball to down that close, Brent.
Gonna get it. Stewart still battling to about the 4 or 3 yard line, and
offensive right side of the line. Terrell Green and Zev Lemelski and those people came off the ball. Good surge. You'll see him right here come off and do a good job of turning people out. They check it. Now watch this big hole in there. Now freeze it right there. See that? No blue jerseys around to make the play.
Dick, we've got to see if he didn't fumble this ball out of bounds. Let this replay continue here. There was activity on that far side.
There it goes. There it goes.
Out of bounds.
Yeah. Good pickup, Coach.
The ball is at the Mountaineers' 3-yard line. Measuring over there for the first down, leaving them that short.
The last time they had a very short inches situation, they had a quarterback center exchange problem and a fumble.
The single most impressive drive of the game so far by Erickson's Canes.
The only one, really.
Yeah, you bet.
First half, the longest drive was 5 plays.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that hat you got on there?
Michael Jordan gave
right
it
there,
to me.
Chicago Bulls.
Keeps that old Pate warm here in Morgantown, partner.
14 plays. That's 9 more than the best drive they had in the first half.
Bennett slams for the first and goal. Scott Gaskins, the defensive lineman, making the stop for the Mountaineers.
The entire defensive line group of West Virginia have done a real good job. Scott Gaskins, Barry Hawkins, and Steve Perkins. Those guys have all done a real good job of attacking these people.
Well, Dick, the Canes are down here. 4 downs to score right now. The defensive signal being sent in for the Mountaineers. Goal line set obviously on the defensive side here. And this is going to make him very unhappy. Another timeout has been called, and that means that they have already used 2 of the 3. And the way they're talking to Tellison, he may have been the offender there.
Lure Jensen, they make lures for fishing.
It's a family company that's been manufacturing lures for the last 55, 60 years.
They're quite a company. I'm proud to have Lure Jensen as my account.
It's like a family. We're like a family.
Fishing and communications go hand in hand.
My first call, the response was, we're using AT&T and we're happy.
We just bought a telephone service, and we paid our bill.
This customer wasn't shopping. They weren't looking to be sold.
The Italian guy was persistent. One day he caught me out here and I said, now I got to talk to you about this because I'm going to save you some money.
I asked some real poignant questions and learned that there were some business solutions we could provide.
I didn't realize the miracles of modern communication, some of the things that can be done. Nobody ever explained it to me before.
AT&T is so large. With MCI, I feel like we're their #1 customer, and I like that.
Why didn't you come and see us before, for heaven's sake?
I tried.
Hours a day for more than 2 months. That's how we develop and test the engine of the Honda Civic. No wonder the Civic lasts such a long, long time. Heck, it even outlasts our engineers.
CFA College Football on ABC, brought to you by American Honda, who has been making quality cars in America for the last 11 years. And the Travelers, America's umbrella. For the Miami Hurricanes, the 16th play of this drive coming. It began back at the 20-yard line after the second half kickoff, soared into the end zone.
The other thing they've done, they've eaten up almost half of this quarter already with this drive.
Harris is number 40, leading the way. Donnell Bennett blasts to the end zone for the Hurricanes. The game's first touchdown is scored by Donnell Bennett behind Derek Harris.
See, they line up in a strong formation left, getting the defense to lean to their right. Then they put the strong back in motion and run over behind him, trying to find a little weakness. They found the crack they needed for the score.
Dane Pruitt on to kick the extra point for Miami. Miami's lead increases by 1. So the Hurricanes ahead for the first time, 7-0, and West Virginia has allowed, Dick, only 6 rushing touchdowns this year.
I know it, and they earned that one too. Miami earned it by just pounding in there. Now you get the kick out blocks. You'll see right there, Derek Harris, number 40, kick out, and there's a little crack right up inside there. And a man that strong and big, he doesn't need much room. Here it comes again. Get those pads down and power.
Scott Barnwell kicking it off for Miami. And Wisconsin leading Illinois 28-10. USC coming back on UCLA in the second half. Now 17-14 there. Big one for Virginia Tech in the Big East against Virginia. And Pittsburgh and Temple, 2 teams in the Big East, battle it out. And both had bad years, didn't they? On the ground. It's picked up by one of the short men. They did not want to give the ball to one of those talented freshmen back at the goal line, and instead it's one of the Washingtons.
It's the third tight end, Charles Washington, picked that thing and ran it up. See, a pretty good decision. They're kicking against one of the best kickoff return teams in the country. They don't like the direction with the wind blowing in their face, so they just kick it on the ground.
The scoring drive for the Hurricanes. Miami leading West Virginia 7-3. The national championship picture really up in the air right now with that upset by Boston College over Notre Dame today. 1st and 10. Ryan in motion. Walker to the 44. John Saunders, how did the Trojans come back on the Bruins?
Well, Brent, they got a little help following a fumbled punt. Rob Johnson here to Johnny McWilliams. He takes it for the touchdown, 17-14. Winner of this one headed to the Rose Bowl. Brent, back to you.
All right, John, and the winner here is headed for one of the big bowls. We just don't know which one yet. And we won't until next weekend. Still a lot of snaps ahead of us. Here's a handoff now to Walker. Walker brought down by Bass.
Walker had a little cutback that time, but he's more of a straight line type of guy. You know, the trackman speed, he's strong, but he's obviously not really good at making that sharp cutback because the fullback kicked that linebacker out. He could have made the cutback. Tough to run on this Miami defense, giving up 115 yards a game.
Washington, after that return, receiving some medical aid on the West Virginia sideline.
That's not in my scholarship. I'm not supposed to be returning kickoffs.
Jake Kelchner Forced out of the pocket and then brought down from behind by Kevin Patrick, number 86.
Great pass rush by Darren Crine coming off the defensive end left spot. See, and that forced him back to his partner coming from the other end. Patrick, boy, those two guys are really good pass rushers. 17 sacks for one of them, 20 sacks for the other one in their careers, demonstrating real fine pass rush ability.
7-yard loss. 3rd and 13. So the Hurricanes turn it over in the first half. Then an impressive drive to establish the lead. But their defensive line keeping a lot of pressure on the quarterbacks. 3 sacks on the afternoon already. Kelchner in trouble. Runs out of it this time. Jake Kelchner limps off. The hamstring pull obviously bothering him. He picks up a first down. They were not concerned about Kelchner running, but you could see as he came to the sideline a rather severe limp that time.
He says he's all right. I don't want out of here. Just don't call any kind of sprint action for me. Let me drop back and throw. Good pass rush up inside. Tremendous pressure there by Sapp and Lopez that forced him outside the pocket. See him start limping right there. A la Joe Montana.
The Miami defense, they have to light up at that site. As Studstill puts the helmet on, there's no question we're going to be seeing him before this game is over. Walker, very talented, pounds to the middle of that defense and crunches, brings him down.
See, the one thing you do with your offense, if you get defensive linemen that are really coming after you, Brent, you draw block them, you trap them, you get them up the field, give the ball back to a running back deep, and let him pick a place to run. 8-yard gain, and that's exactly what they did.
On second down, Woodard for the first down. Well, Jack Arute had an opportunity to talk to Jake Kelchner about the hamstring injury that he's playing with. Here's what he had to say.
I've caught myself being a little timid on it. I think it's 100%, but you're still a little timid to run full speed on it yet. But it feels good. It really does. I don't think, I mean, once the game starts, I get warmed up. I think it'll all, disappear, general, and take over.
Playing on it right now, isn't he? And again, it is that short man. They've been using that fullback very well. Rodney Woodard, Dick.
Well, Tom Robsek, the offensive left guard, and Dale Williams, the center, and Jim LeBlanc, the right guard, are doing a good job right now of taking people on, and the running backs picking that little spot up inside and bounding right up in the middle. Good offensive line surges.
West Virginia pounds inside the Hurricane 25, answering that long scoring drive by Miami with a drive of their own.
See, they moved the defense over to an odd defense now. A little tougher to run inside.
Walker again. Walker to the left with a great speed. Walker maintains his balance, and another West Virginia first down. Paul White makes the tackle inside the 15.
West Virginia's been running the ball inside, so they move to an odd defense, putting a man on the center's nose. So he starts in here, and then he gets outside. See, they crowd up inside there. They stun it up in there. Now he goes outside. Good block there by Ryan. Good power by Walker.
Also, Eddie Hill, the wide receiver, came back and sealed off the defender and gave Walker a little bit of a crease. When you've got a running back like Walker, if your wide receivers will help downfield, makes him that much more dangerous. The middle of the Cane defense was ready. Twan Russell was there.
Robert Walker running strong. Fullbacks running strong. They're blocking. Got a little blood on his arm there. You know, they can make you go out of the ball game now if they determine that being excessive. You can see at his right elbow there.
Much like the rule they used in college basketball in the NCAA.
Same type of thing, Brent. You know, they weren't successful inside this red zone in the first half. They've got to come up with something here.
Could be a passing situation here for Kelchner. It is. In trouble again. But he stumbles away, maintains his balance, and Jake Kelchner runs for it to the 1-yard line. Holy cow, a first down.
I I tell you, is he ever a competitor? He is hurting. He is hurting. We saw him hurt that hamstring, and right now, the adrenaline is making him run. That leg is hurting him, but he doesn't care. He smells the end zone. Look at him. There's no question he's bothered on that. Starts play action there. Now see, good pass rush by Patrick right there. 86, he gets up underneath him. Now here, he's going to try to get downfield. Lopez can't make the play. See, he's almost hobbling right there. Tucks the ball under right there in his arm. He's going for that end zone. What a competitor.
First and goal for Kelchner and the Mountaineers. Walker is stuffed short. It's second and goal.
Courageous play. These kids up here at West Virginia, I sensed it being in the locker room around here for the last couple days. When you talk with these kids, they're a tough group. And controlled intensity. They love playing football. They love going to school here. And they were really looking forward to the challenge of playing a team the caliber of Miami. But not in awe in any way.
Timeout. Time was running out on the 25-second clock. Rather than take the 5-yard penalty, the Mountaineers use a timeout. We'll be right back.
As expected, the shape is new and beautiful. As expected, it's quieter and has more space. As expected, there are dual airbags and anti-lock brakes. As expected, the automotive world once again revolves around one car. The new Accord EX from Honda. As expected.
It's Domino's $25 million Super Mario All-Star Instant Win Game. With every order, get a free chance to win thousands of special Power Set prizes. Now buy our new crunchy thin crust pizza and get free twisty bread.
Something for nothing when you call Domino's.
Hitachi? They make, actually, I'm kind of busy right now working on a big project.
Hitachi makes computer systems and 20,000 other intelligent products. Hitachi.
Start saving $300 a month when you're 23, and you could retire a millionaire. Start at 30, and you might reach 600,000. At 40, about 200,000. Which is why you need Prudential's Financial Assessment Program. A personalized computer analysis of where you are, where you want to go, and how we can help. Because nobody plans to fail. They just fail to plan. Call Prudential Insurance now.
Well, it doesn't get any bigger than this. The New Orleans Saints and the San Francisco 49ers Monday night at 9 Eastern time. That is going to be a great football game. The winner could wind up winning that division championship.
Well, the Saints already beat them once. Hard to beat the Niners twice, but I can't visualize the Saints losing more than 3 in a row. They've already lost those 3. I can't see that.
Here, second and goal. And the defense again equal to the task. They stop Walker. Did he put it down? Miami is signaling that there's a fumble. But the official, I believe, is going to say, no, we whistled it down. It'll be third down. Warren Sapp. What a great defensive lineman he is.
He has tremendous quickness. As soon as you talk to their defensive coaches about him, they start talking about the comparison to the past great defensive line. There's 76, right-hand corner of your screen. He gets down, he's going to put that other hand down, and here he comes, that inside gap. You don't want to allow inside penetration, and he gets it anyway. See, you can't allow inside penetration in the goal line.
Dick, in watching the tapes, the West Virginia games, and even here, Walker is awfully effective to the left side when he gets to that corner. Let's see what they come up with here. Third and goal. Kelcer's in trouble, going to throw. Touchdown! The fullback, Woodard.
the same play action in the goal line within the last 2 weeks, Brent. Surprised it caught him by surprise. See, play action. He gets pressure from the backside. Now you see him here. They're bringing the blitzes back there. Here comes people calling Francis there, and he lays it out there anyway. Both people wide open. Good offensive call there by Mike Jacobs. Here's a good look at it again. You'll see power I formation, little token fake inside. They get the block in front, no one in back. They can't account for everybody backside. The defense couldn't account for everybody onside.
A 13-play scoring drive. 12 running plays and 1 pass. And the pass for the touchdown.
Boy, that makes an offensive line just gain so much confidence, Brent. You know, you put the responsibility on their backs, and Coach Neyland has got to be really excited about that drive because you did it the hard way.
This is a team here in West Virginia that is not short of character.
Oh, no way.
Sauerbrunn. Going to be downed in the end zone. It'll come out on the 20-yard line.
The one thing about this Miami team, though, with the type of people they have, granted, they don't have the Copeland from a year ago, and they don't have Kevin Williams from a year ago, and those kind of big play people, but they can still score quickly.
The shocker. Boston College has thrown the polls up, and let's remember that they have a big meeting next week with West Virginia. That now is going to be no small-time football game. Donnell Bennett. Collins on first down, on the move, wants to throw this one away. And instead it's complete. He hit Clausell on the move. He picked him up when he got over to the right sideline.
Excellent penetration by Scott Gaskins, the defensive tackle, forced him out of the pocket. He didn't have much choice. He couldn't run like a quarterback draw on that one. He had to get outside. Now, you see they changed to a 30 defense. 3 down linemen. He makes the fake. Here comes Gaskins to the left side of your screen. See, now he gets out there and he's flushed. At this time, he makes a good play and almost a great play.
A 22-yard gain, Dick. 1st and 10. Changing it up. Stewart's the running back.
See, they're back to a 4-man defensive line now, not the 3-man front.
The offensive line doing a fine job. Really held up, and he hits Harris.
Ryan Collins pass.
A first down, and Jack Arute, what about Rohan Marley on that last drive?
Well, some bad news, maybe, and I repeat, maybe. Behind me, you see Dr. John Uribe and the training staff of the Miami Hurricanes working on Rohan Marley. What he has done is he has taken a severe shot to the front of his thigh and has created a bruising situation, and they can't get the cramping out. With the cold weather, it's very difficult. As you know, if you take a hard shot, you don't recover from it real quickly.
All right, Jack, we'll keep an eye on that. And here it is 1st and 10. The ball at the Mountaineers 45, and the Canes mount a second drive. Bennett, nowhere.
Steve Dunlap, the defensive coordinator, is really doing a nice job of mixing up his defenses. He hasn't given them the same look on first down, and I think in the last 10 first down situations. And it's causing some hesitation of the quarterback. I actually think he wanted to audible that time and recognized he didn't have enough time. Here's Steve Dunlap right there. He's calling the signal.
Seconds ticking away here in the 3rd quarter. The end of the 3rd quarter. Unbeaten West Virginia leading once beaten Miami by a field goal.
To everyone struggling to build a future in this era of challenge, uncertainty, and change, come in under the strength of our $50 billion in assets. To everyone wrestling with the rising costs of doing business, commercial insurance, workers' comp, come in under a program that has helped save American companies over $300 million. Come in where America's spirit is found. The Travelers, America's umbrella.
The interior of the new Honda Accord creates an open environment. It's roomy and comfortable and available in fine leather. The reinforced body is insulated to be quieter than ever. When you consider everything the new Accord has to offer, it becomes an open and shut case. The new Accord EX from Honda.
Saturday.
I challenge you to a hamburger eating contest, and the winner takes all. You're on! Yeah!
It's the heavyweight hamburger eating contest on George Saturday.
Now's your chance to get a great deal on a two-wheel drive 94 Jeep Cherokee with air at no extra charge, a 4-liter 6-cylinder engine, automatic transmission, power steering, power brakes, an AM/FM stereo, and air conditioning at no extra charge. Not for $24,000, not even $19,000, but for this week's incredibly low price. But it's a limited time offer, so hurry. You might not get a second chance.
Physical rehabilitation is a long, tedious process. At Health South Doctors Hospital, we provide quality care, enabling us to make simple dreams become successful realities. Since 1987, doctors have focused on the treatment and prevention of sports injuries. We can provide you with that same excellent treatment given to Olympic athletes, Miami Dolphins, Hurricanes, and the Miami Heat. Health South Doctors Hospital. Nobody beats us at our own game.
Take the Jeopardy Challenge weeknights at 7:30.
Tomorrow night on ABC, a special one-hour show, the 100th episode of America's Funniest Home Videos, featuring your favorite videos of the... After Lois and Clark, the new adventures of Superman, the stories you've never seen before about JFK, Reckless Youth, the ABC Sunday night movie, all tomorrow night. 2nd and 9 for Miami. Start the fourth quarter. The Canes trailing by a field goal, and Stewart into the game as the running back. Collins is going to throw. The screen is to Stewart, and a great hit by Richardson.
He had to get there. Everybody else was backed off. The offensive line was forming the screen nicely, and Richardson, coming from the inside out, made the play. And I talked to him the other day about playing against Miami, and he said he hates to play against a one-back attack. Two backs are easier for him because he says one back always takes me to the ball, and the other one carries it. But when there's only one back, I have a tendency to overrun the play. That one he did not overrun.
Third and 7. Collins outforced to scamper. Richardson chasing him. Richardson forces him back. Collins again eludes a defender. Throws across field. Complete. Tellison.
You talk about sandlot football. Holy mackerel. See, the other thing, when you've got a guy like that in the backfield and you're chasing him, as the defender, you've got to think about your base, your feet, come to balance. Don't let him get around you. If you have him close to you, come to balance. This guy, unbelievable. Good pass rush, good pressure up inside. You'll see now Wiley 41 up the middle of your screen. He flushes him. He, too, is a very good athlete. But watch this now. Coming, he reverses field, and right there, 97, Steve Perkins doesn't keep him contained, and here's a big play.
He stepped out of bounds where he would have scored a touchdown. A 42-yard gain, 1st and goal. Tellison has caught 7 passes of 30 or more yards this season. Talk about a huge play. Changed the entire tempo of this football game. Crowd was stunned. Bennett cuts back, battling for the end zone, and he is kept out. Tim Brown was there, along with Aaron Beasley.
Tim did everything he could there. He was hoping to get more help because Bennett is a load when he gets that close to the goal line. I think they're congratulating each other right there. A good back and a good linebacker coming to a standstill. But those kind of plays as a coach, Brent, absolutely drive you crazy. Here you're talking about strength and strength. Now look at 2 good strong feet, and he did get some help. I gave him all the credit. He got some nice help there that time from Beasley, number 32.
2nd and goal.
They're trying to diagram that scramble play again, I think.
Stewart. Stewart is short. 3rd and goal.
These kids have tremendous character.
Well, this situation, you tell Collins, just move out of there and start scrambling and make it happen. You just give me a touchdown any way you can. Let's just draw it up on the carpet here. Alexander in the middle of that defensive surge for the Mountaineers. What an amazing play that was. 42 yards. Collins to Tellison. Now Larry Jones enters as a running back, along with Harris, Derek Harris, and Donnell Bennett. So 3 running backs in a game, and Collins trying to get them all in the right position here on 3rd and goal. The toss is to Bennett. Touchdown, Miami.
Well, they went in the right direction. They've had trouble getting lined up, but once they got lined up, they got it done. You see, they had a running back blocking Tommy Orr, an outside corner there, and he never got there to contain the play. You'll see the back set right here. Now, this is a defensive back right here. A little guy, just a corner, 24, Tommy Orr, and the running back gets on him right there. See, and he should not be that tight. He should be at a deeper angle going upfield to contain that play.
Dane Pruitt adds the extra point. So, John Saunders, how about UCLA-USC out in the Coliseum?
Well, Brent, they're still battling for that Rose Bowl berth. Wayne Cook here fakes the handoff and goes the other way to J.J. Stokes. Automatic when it's in the end zone. Another touchdown. 24-14 now the score. Back to you, Brent.
All right, John, and here it is, a 4-point Miami lead after that busted play of 42 yards from Ryan Collins to A.C. Tellison. Donnell Bennett carries it in for the touchdown, and these were the numbers after 3 quarters.
You can see that Miami has really picked it up in that 3rd quarter. Each team having a scoring drive in the 3rd quarter. They've balanced out the stats in total offense. Running game now, pass yards rather, and really in favor of Miami, but much of it on that one broken play.
Dick, they've had to switch kickoff men for the Hurricanes. Remember, Scott Barnwell injured a shoulder in the first half. Dane Pruitt, number 21.
He's their normal field goal kicker.
Now let's see if they kick short again and keep it out of the hands of Logan and Vanterpool, who have moved up. If he's going to kick it short again.
The flags on the goalpost down here are blowing into his face, so the wind has turned around a little bit, Brent. He's kicking into it again.
On the ground, and it is fielded at the 35-yard line by Purnell. And Purnell is out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Well, here is that scramble play, which is the key play. There were a couple of defenders who thought they had a shot at tackling him here.
I know it. You can see that he's flushed out by Robinson right there. See, and nobody comes to balance to try to make him play.
Richardson forces him back.
Perry gets going. I hate to call that a football play. That's more like Saturday afternoon sandlot play, but it worked.
There was an offside penalty against Miami. But the football was returned to the 43-yard line, and so West Virginia, declining the penalty, will put it in play, trailing by 4 points now with over 12 minutes to play here in Morgantown. Walker on a cutback. And a penalty flag comes late as C.J. Richardson brings him down.
Tom Tuberville, the defensive coordinator for Miami, now he's playing his game. He changed the defensive totally that time, moved all the defensive linemen one way and the linebackers the other way. Tom, that was a nice call. And you know what happened? They ended up running right into the strength of the defense.
Look at that smile. He likes what you said about him, Coach.
He's a good coach.
Nice.
Good coach.
And there's going to be a face mask penalty here. And that's going to move the ball across midfield. So the 5-yard face mask penalty puts the ball at the 49-yard line. Jake Kelchner, 2nd and 1. using Woodard. Woodard blasting for the first down to the Miami 31. What an interesting and strange football game. The first half was all defense and failed opportunities. In the second half, we get one long drive after another.
Now the offensive linemen are taking charge. You know, and they were so successful with that one drive running the football that they might as well just stay with that kind of running. Just let your offensive linemen come off the ball.
Old Jake, he's lost part of his name there on his jersey. Walker tackled beautifully by Kenny Lopez. Jack Garrett, what do you got, my man?
Well, Brent, this is the actual national championship trophy that is given to the winner of the coaches poll every year. Now, they put it on display, and they actually bring it around at very big games throughout the course of the year. It's on display here today, and I want to tell you one thing. As both teams came out, both for the start of the first half and the start of the second half, they had their eyes on this Waterford Crystal football. Both these teams think they have a shot at the national title.
Well, don't send it to South Bend. Kelchner on the hand to Walker. Walker down at 41. Corwin fences.
See, they came with a linebacker blitz that time, and Miami's not a big blitzing team. They use it for a change-up, and I think also they evaluate what the offense has been doing on different down and distance situations as the game materializes, and that time they came with a blitz, and it was very effective.
3rd and 15. Time remaining in the 4th. Kelchner down the left sideline. Baker's covered, and it's incomplete. White had a blanket on him.
They wanted to throw back over there. It was good coverage all the way. See, they showed a double zone. When the action went away, there was no one to pull the corner up it so he could sag with him. They actually ended up with 2 people back over there on that deep pattern.
Get me to Tokyo and a chance to get to Pasadena. Meanwhile, the Trojans keep coming back on UCLA. A 3-point game again in that one. Sauerbrunn. Harris signals fair catch at the 10-yard line. When we come back, 10-19 remaining. A 4-point Miami lead.
2 summers, 2 winters, 2 springs, 2 falls. All this, just $2.99 a month. The S-Blazer 2-year lease. Why drive an imitation when you can drive the vehicle that originated the species? Chevy S-Blazer.
Save right now. Buy 3 Goodyear tires at the regular price, get the 4th tire free. That's right. Buy any 3 of these Goodyear tires at the regular price and get the 4th free. 4 for 3 now. Hurry, sale ends soon.
Hitachi. Oh, wait, that's my phone.
I'll connect you now.
Bonjour, here are the drawings. Looks good from here.
Hello.
Okay, thanks.
Goodbye. Take care.
Au revoir.
Hitachi makes digital communication systems and 20,000 other amazing products. Hitachi.
For everyone working to provide safe haven and a better life for those they love, there is an independent traveler's agent there to help protect what you've worked so hard to achieve. For everyone challenged by economic uncertainty, there is a traveler's agent there with a customized plan for your financial future. For everyone in America striving to safeguard a dream, there is a partner. Your independent traveler's agent. The Travelers, America's umbrella.
Palmer, Couples, Azinger, Stewart. 4 of the game's greatest names play golf's most smashing event, the Skins Game Thanksgiving weekend on ABC.
Yeah, you know, Charleston is the largest city in the state. 62,601. Morgantown's only 27,500. And there's your attendance. And folks, I wouldn't be surprised if it was closer to 73, 74 jammed in here. Wonderful crowd. The Mountaineers trailing Miami by 4. Donnell Bennett is the running back. Haynes for the first down. Coming out for their own 10-yard line is Bennett for a couple of yards that time. And Jack Garrett, who you got with you?
Well, it's a great face that we haven't seen in quite some time. The great defensive end from last year's team, Rusty Medeiros, who went down with what looked to be a serious injury last year in the Arizona game. First of all, your condition now, Russ.
I'm doing well. I'm rehabbing. My leg's doing real well. I'm starting my off-season program again, get back to where I was so I can do the things I used to be able to do.
Is one of those going to be football in the fall?
I'm gonna think about it. You know, I still got that option. I'm creating some different things for myself as far as football and TV. And, you know, it's still in the game plan.
It's good to have him back, but Brent, why do they all want to go into TV?
They think that sideline job is so easy, Jack. That's
the case. He's working as an intern, by the way, for a local station, and he had to do a couple of reports today. He didn't ask me for any ideas or tips.
Jack had a penalty flag thrown on that completed pass. Jones working there. It's a 5-yard face mask. So while they march it off, John Saunders, how the Trojans come back?
They have not given up yet. Rob Johnson here, 6 yards to Bradford Banta in the end zone and the touchdown. It's now just a 3-point game, 24-21. Will it be UCLA or USC facing Wisconsin or Ohio State? The Badgers right now leading 35-10. Right.
And here, Miami leads West Virginia by 4, 14-10. And this is Bennett. Bennett gets to the outside on the right, and a penalty flag has been thrown.
Normally, when you throw that flag in that position, it's holding, and in that type of play, that's normally on the tight end. It was. Dennis Erickson says, "Oh my gosh." I know that feeling. I know that feeling. And you want to turn around and really say something rude, you know. But composed as Dennis Erickson is, he probably just said, "Oh, poop."
Excuse me?
What a fine football coach. Can you imagine 55 wins and 5 losses in his tenure at Miami? I'd say it's pretty tough to beat.
Montana man. How about that? Maryland. That was a stunner. First and 14. Fumble snap on the shotgun, and Collins wisely pounces on it without attempting to pick it up. Taking the loss, and several times here today. Collins
twice
and the center have had difficulty with that snap on the shotgun.
2 times. Sending in Larry. See, he's looking left right now. He's not looking at the snap. Now he looks, but just not concentrating on the ball. That ball was catchable. Sometimes you're looking downfield, looking at coverage rather than looking and concentrating on that snap.
2nd and 20. Collins trying to get a bunch. Incomplete. That was excellent coverage by Tommy Orr.
See, the other thing that happened that time, Brent, they went to a 3-man rush. So they have 3 men rushing, and they're covering with 8. It's hard to find a place to throw the football. Miami would be wise to just try to advance the ball, don't take any chances, and punt it and play defense, because you turn it over down here, you're in real trouble.
They are an underdog, making it 5 for 5, needing 20 yards here. Collins. And Miami will punt.
Again, the quarterback draw. That's the second time they've used that in that situation. I think that's an intelligent call. You can't take any chances down there when your defense is playing well. And you've only got a 4-point lead. It still takes a touchdown to beat you right now.
Well, Mike Baker set to return Mike Chrissy's punt, and he can give the Mountaineers some pretty good field position here, folks.
The punter has wind to his back right now, Brent. If he gets it up there, that's going to carry it.
Baker to the 42-yard line. up the middle. Baker cuts to the right. Baker to the 30-yard line. And the Mountaineers with another opportunity.
See, that was a low kick. The wind pushed it to him, and they were setting up a wall to the left side of your screen. He didn't have to get to the wall. See, the coverage didn't come to balance. You'll see him right here, all the white jerseys, good position, but they don't break down properly. See, now he takes the inside cut right like that. Boom.
We'll be right back.
With DeskJet printers from Hewlett-Packard, it's easy to make it happen.
Who is answering the challenge? The challenge to deliver the performance gasolines you want. Texaco, with products like System 3 gasolines that deliver unsurpassed performance in every grade. That's why System 3 is the only gasoline you'll find in my family cars. So, who's answering the challenge? Try Texaco System 3 gasolines and find out for yourself.
Okay, guys. Hey, Kristen, do you remember where we parked the van?
There's only one minivan with a remote control sliding door, built-in child seats, anti-lock brakes, and driver's side airbag. Chevy Luna takes good care of your family. It even has composite body panels to take care of itself. Lumina. It looks different because it is different.
Are you ready for some more exciting college football? Thursday, 11 a.m., Georgia Tech. Friday, doubleheader. Some regional games will come up early. And then the big stage that Nebraska has been waiting for. And a chance that the Cornhuskers will vault to #1 this week. They'll play Oklahoma on Friday, and then on Saturday, Florida State, ranked #2 this week. But with Notre Dame losing, will they fall? Would they move back to #1? We don't know. They go into Gainesville, though, and I'll tell you that'll be tough. Steve Spurrier does not lose in Gainesville. 14-10, Miami. The Canes up by 4. West Virginia with Kelchner handing off to Woodard, the fullback, and Robert Bass, the middle linebacker, hitting first.
Again, they come with a 2D, 2 outside linebackers blitzing, Brent. They would be wise, I think, to change up on first down and throw some kind of an action pass that they get rid of quickly because they end up with man-to-man coverage. Marley, they were bringing on the blitzes on first down. Of course, he's out there. This time they brought Burgess and Carwin Francis.
After Baker's fine punt return, the Mountaineers inside the Canes' 30-yard line here on second down. Kelchner is going to throw it. He's in trouble, steps away, and a foot race for that hamstring, and he has no chance with Riley. Pat Riley bringing him down. A huge defensive play.
Pat Riley is a backup. He was a starter last year. He missed spring practice with a shoulder surgery. He's been coming on. I noticed him in the last 2 games on tape that he is really playing well. I asked the coaches about him, and they said definitely coming on strong.
It appears like there was a flag thrown. There was some discussion here from the officials, and Studstill there with the coach indicating that he's going to come in the game. Holding. Huge call against Miami. It happened downfield.
And it looked like it happened totally away from the play, Brent.
It was away from the play, and it was just out of our range where the action was. Remember, that was an 11-yard loss on the sack. That nullifies it with that holding penalty downfield. This could be the biggest play of this game, and Studstill had the helmet on, but Jake Kelchner is still on the field. There is Studstill attempting to stay warm there on the sideline, close to Coach Nealon. Kelchner and the Mountaineers with a 1st and 10. The ball is at the Miami 19-yard line now. Mountaineers down by 4. Here's Walker. Walker left side. Walker. 10 more girls score. Mountaineers lead. Zone adds the extra point. West Virginia ahead again. We'll be back for the final 6 minutes.
Yeah, this is nice. Like the seats. Lots of room, that's good. Whoa, lots of room back there, too. Ride's smooth. Real smooth. They must have fixed this road.
Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. Even when it's just barely a road at all.
So when Grandpa retired, he took a trip around the world. He sent me this costume from Austria. And my sister got this from Japan. Yes, Miss Othma, the trip was expensive, but Grandpa has a MetLife annuity. Yes, a MetLife annuity is tax-deferred, and your income can be guaranteed for life. Oh, yeah, he sent my dog something, too. Get Met, it pays.
The Gulf of Mexico, where world-class fishermen like Jim come to battle the big boys.
Jim, you got one.
Yeah, hey, this calls for a celebration. How about a cold O'Doul?
Thanks.
Only 70 calories and not alcohol. Because out here, you never know what's biting.
When you want the refreshing taste of beer without all the alcohol, think O'Doul's. It's what beer drinkers drink when they're not drinking beer.
Well, here's the play, Dick Vermeil, that put West Virginia ahead.
Well, Braham, the big offensive tackle, does a nice job on a turnout block. Then Rob Sock gets his block. Then Woodward comes through and seals off the linebacker. You'll see the linebackers are plus to the strong side there, so it's a little bit easier play for him. He takes on Burgess right there. Remember, Martley is out of the ball game, so the backup is playing in that spot, and they took advantage of it.
Dick, there was an excellent punt return with 28 yards, and then that holding penalty against Miami, and that set it up for Walker, who has now carried 25 times for 95 yards, and his first touchdown. West Virginia is up by a field goal. 6:08 to go here in Morgantown. The goal line, it's Siegler. 20 to the 26-yard line. Frank Browning bringing him down. So the road to Pasadena now leads through Tokyo. If Wisconsin can go to Tokyo and beat Michigan State, they'll go to Pasadena and play the winner of that football game. Now, folks, how much have things changed in this world? How much has it changed when the Big Ten will determine the Rose Bowl in Tokyo? Just think about that. I just want you to ponder that and think about it. And here, the unbeaten Mountain Men. They love this football team. Bennett being stretched out nowhere as Tim Brown does it again.
The defensive lineman and Brown and Derek Wiley getting good penetration. See now, here Wiley right here gets good penetration and pushes it back, and he can't get turned up. He has to go to the sideline. See now watch, he gets up underneath there. Now see, he's forcing it inside out. There, now Brown's right there to make the play. Good defense.
On a 6-yard loss, it's 2nd and 16. Extra defensive back inserted. The Mountaineer defensive backfield. Collins Collins dancing out of the pocket again. Stumbles and down at the 25. Mike Collins tripped him up.
That is a big, big play. I think they would be wise from a defensive standpoint, Brent, to take their defensive tackles, tell them to bull rush, control, and look for the quarterback scramble inside and make the ends take the same type of charge and in a contained position, because this guy can beat you on that one broken play.
Let's remember that Miami has used up 2 of their 3 timeouts already. A big factor right now. Larry Jones, 3rd and 10. Jones checks into the backfield. They moving over to the quarterback's left. Stutter stepping in motion. And Collins fires incomplete. Intended for Christy Jones. Wes Richardson was the defender.
Threw it too hard and threw it behind him.
Now an important moment as Miami is forced to punt. That could set up Baker again for another return. We're inside of 4.5 minutes. The Mountaineers with an opportunity to go to work on that clock. Remember, Miami has only 1 timeout remaining in this football game.
The number one thing Baker has to do is field it cleanly and don't be careless with the football.
Fair catch. That's how cleanly he'll come up with this one at the 35-yard line. And he's saying, hey, that man's got to give me a couple of yards. He came too close to me. No flag. We'll be back for the final 4:20. Last 4:20 here, lads. We focus in on an unbeaten, untied West Virginia team trying to climb up and impress folks. A lot of voters here watching today. Big media turnout here in Morgantown. 1st and 10, but this will be dangerous against this Miami defense. They're coming again, and Woodard is stuffed right there. Sapp all over him.
See, they might as well line up there and come after him, Brent. And see, they fill up those gaps with the linebackers. You try to make the cutback, and there the linebacker is to fill the play. They're going to get the ball back quickly if they don't throw the ball well here.
What would you do here in this situation offensively?
Well, I'm sitting up here, you know, so I'd say on the first down, I anticipate blitz. I throw the quick out or quick slant. It scare them to death.
Somebody wins a Rudy. I expect to be able to tell me.
Oh.
Congratulations, Coach. Nice going. That's a big honor. I'm sure he'll send you a big gift. He's one of the big spenders. 2nd and 11. Here's the handoff, and it is Walker. Walker maintains his balance. And a flag down at the 35-yard line. Hold on.
That's when that straightaway speed really helps you, Brent. See, he's strong. He had good balance that time. Holding on the O. They might have gotten the fullback. He's the lead blocker. The fullback's the lead blocker on that play. That's the one they scored on earlier. Follow the fullback right in middle of number 43. Walker, now see, here he goes. They've got blocking down. He's got the kick-out block right there on Burgess, number 50. Oh, yeah. See him with his left arm right there? Yeah, no question. Good call by the official. And he didn't need to hold him. All he had to do was kick him out.
So it's being brought back to the 26-yard line.
See, they have liberalized the use of the hands so much, you end up using them too often. In that situation, it was demonstrated there. He didn't even need his hands.
John Saunders will keep one eye on that UCLA-USC game. The Bruins kicked us another field goal. That lead now 6 points. The fake to Walker. Kelchner buys time. The middle double cover. The diving reception against the double cover. He's laying it Kearney.
Well, to me, it looked like it was going to be an interception, but again, it was one of those balls that was underthrown. The defensive people trying to get in position to make the interception. They couldn't get back to the ball. Play action pass to the right. They're going to fake it here, just fake to Walker. He's been carrying the ball. The safety's working deep middle, didn't fool them. Jay Kearney coming from the right side of your screen, number 18, trying to get down the seam. He lays it up, hoping Kearney with the good speed can go under it. It's underthrown, and he goes and takes it right off the turf. Nice job by Jay Kearney. A magnificent play, a big play.
And his first catch of the day for 41 yards may have been the biggest play of the season for the Mountaineers. First down inside Miami's 35. They're bringing the end around. This is Vanderpool, the freshman, and Vanderpool, a first down again.
That was an excellent call because they knew the outside linebackers would be blitzing, so they're coming down flat, Brent, to stop those inside runs, and they hand off the reverse play. You'll see what I mean. See, here's the backer. Here he's going to come. This backer's going to come. But instead of going inside, they hand off and run the reverse. See, that pulls the linebacker down. There's Gordon Francis. He doesn't see the handoff. And there goes Rasan Vanterpool on a long run.
Dick, that's the best play call of the game.
That
came at the
very
right
good
time.
call.
That was wonderful.
And they were concerned about throwing the quick out or the quick slant because they knew they were going to get the blitz, and they knew these linebackers were coming down to collapse that inside play from the outside in. Excellent football play and an excellent call by Mike Jacobs.
Now Miami faces a clock situation. 2:48 to go. This is Woodard. Woodard off the right side, and he slams inside the 15-yard line.
Woodard is not the starter. Jay Freeman is out of the ball game, with not hurt seriously, but he is banged up.
The top-ranked team has lost already. Yeah. The fourth-ranked team is under fire. West Virginia unbeaten and gaining respect with each tick of the clock. Auburn still alive in one poll. What an interesting ending to this college football season.
Oh, no question. And we're really lucky, Brent, because Friday we get to see the #1 team in the country.
Bring along your longies.
Nebraska.
Tom Osborne says it's going to be 10 degrees out there, partner.
Yeah.
I think West Virginia will probably jump as high as 2, 3, or 4. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. The eyes of the voters. This is 2nd and 5. Of course, first things first, they got to hang on here. This is Walker stepping into the middle of that defense.
Boy, has this guy done a great job here. Been here this 14th season. He's taken them to 7 bowl games. And, you know, there's probably more people in the 20-mile vicinity around Miami than there are in the whole state right here. So,
you know my feeling. About 6 years ago, Ohio State should have come knocking on the door here in West Virginia. You know how I feel about that because he came out of the Ohio high school situation.
Yes, he did.
He knows how to recruit, and he's not the glamour school down here. He sometimes has to pick up the guys, the rejects from the Notre Dames and the Miamis and schools like that. Does a wonderful job. Popular with other coaches. Leading by 3. Walker to the 9-yard line.
Nice tackle by Terrace Harris. Boy, that was an excellent free safety play.
Folks, this is going to be one of the great celebrations in college football here in Morgantown tonight. 2 tight ends. You can see how short they are.
That's Doc Holliday, the wide receiver coach, giving instructions right there. An appropriate name for a receiver coach in West Virginia, isn't it? Doc Holliday.
This whole staff did a wonderful job.
Excellent job.
And coming up, the Thrifty Car Rental post-game report. So it is first down now and goal. 1 minute to go here in Morgantown. And that clock cannot move fast enough for Coach Nealon. We've got a timeout in Morgantown. This city is 1 minute away from its biggest football celebration ever. We'll be right back.
You're not bad, are you, Booch?
Oh, yeah, a convict. A cop.
This is not a penal escape situation. This happens to be a manhunt.
Kevin Costner, Clint Eastwood, A Perfect World. Rated PG-13. Starts November 24th everywhere.
Panasonic presents a unique and highly evolved Smooth Operator. The new Smooth Operator 2 with float control is the only razor to unite the comfort of twin independent floating heads with the closeness of a warm, wet shave. Don't try this with any plugged-in razor. The new Smooth Operator wet dry razors from Panasonic. Smoother than you ever thought you would be.
Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Look to us for special delivery.
Call us. We'll arrange to pick you up at your home, office, or repair shop. That's special delivery. That's Enterprise.
CFA College Football on ABC has been brought to you by the new Chevy S-Series line of trucks. So new from the inside out, everything else is history. Hewlett-Packard, DeskJet and LaserJet printers. MetLife, get Met, it pays. And MCI, the company that brings you proof positive. The scene is Morgantown, West Virginia, their largest crowd ever. Unbeaten and untied. And playing the 4th ranked and highly rated Miami Hurricanes. Leading by 3 with a minute to go now. Jake Kelchner, pulled hamstring and all, is just going to kneel it down here and take time off that clock.
See, Miami doesn't have any timeouts left, so they can just go ahead and just flop on. Coach Nalen knows it.
For Erickson and the Hurricanes, their 2nd loss of the season. And now this West Virginia team will start to jump up in the polls. Donnie keeping the sideline clear, knowing the ball has to be at least snapped again. And isn't it ironic that on a day when Notre Dame, ranked #1, is upset that a transfer from Notre Dame quarterbacks West Virginia to its greatest triumph ever, Jake Kelchner. Let that celebration begin. West Virginia has done it. They're storming the fortress, boys. We're going to come back with this scene, but right now let's quickly check in with John Saunders. John?
Brett, the big story right now, UCLA against USC. UCLA leads the game 27-21, but USC is driving for what could be a game-winning touchdown. Let's go there now and join Mark Jones and Tim Brandt.
Welcome to Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. The score here is UCLA 27, USC 21. I'm Mark Jones along with Tim Brandt. The winner of this game, hey, it's simple. They go to the Rose Bowl. In the event of a tie, USC will get to go to Pasadena. And right now, the Trojans have the ball on the 2.5-yard line on the verge of scoring. They have a 3rd down and goal situation coming up. Rob Johnson, the man you're looking at right there, has had a phenomenal second half.
UCLA with 1 timeout left. USC with 1 timeout left. Folks, if you're just joining us, the Trojans have only 6 yards rushing all day, have not been able to run the ball against UCLA's defense. You would think right now they're going to put pressure on the corner to give them the option to run or pass, whichever one is committed to.
And the pass got them to where they are now. 2 big plays in particular to Johnny Morton and to Kent Grace. And West Virginia beats Miami. What a day. They do pass. Picked off.
Gave Goodwin anything to think about. He never pressured the corner to let them even think that he was going to run. Instead, he comes back and drops behind the tackle. He's locked on the receiver right now. The secondary sees it. 3 Bruins around, and Goodwin makes the pick. Amazing to me they didn't come around to at least make him think that the corner was going to be assaulted. Look at him. He's locked on his tight end right now. And Goodwin comes up, reads it, and makes the interception.
UCLA can hang on. They will go to the Rose Bowl against either Wisconsin or Ohio State. Let's take you back out now to Miami, West Virginia. Brent Musburger, Dick Vermeil.
John, what a day in college football. Here in Morgantown, West Virginia beating Miami 17-14 to stay unbeaten. And the Chevrolet most valuable players of this game are Corwin Francis from Miami, 13 tackles, and a gutty quarterback performance by Jake Keltzner of West Virginia. Chevrolet donates $1,000 to each school's general scholarship fund to reward outstanding students for their academic achievements and to assist those in financial need. Don Nealon receives the victory bath.
And it's cold.
And now the question is, Monday night, who can win, the Saints or the 49ers? And how will the voters rate the teams? With Notre Dame losing, Florida State playing tonight, Nebraska could vault to #1. Miami falls. Ohio State falls. Auburn, they can't go to a bowl game, but they're going to move up. And how about West Virginia? How high will the Mountaineers climb? What a night this is going to be in Morgantown. What a victory. John Saunders, we're going to let you sort it all out. We're going to say adios from Morgantown. It's been some Saturday, partner.
All right, Brent, thank you very much. West Virginia still undefeated right now. Still just about 50 seconds left between UCLA and USC. Back to Los Angeles.
Here, 27-21, the Bruins lead by 6. I'm Mark Jones along with Tim Brent. The winner of this game goes to Pasadena. All USC needed was a tie. They would have gone. But right now, the Bruins are on the verge of making that trip. Just 41 seconds to play. They came out and took a 17-0 lead before USC rallied in the second half, particularly the third quarter. And Wayne Cook has rebounded from a bruised kidney to come back and play well.
USC had the opportunity down inside the 3. Then on third down, this interception just threw into coverage, and Goodwin made the interception. That ends the ball game for all intent and purposes.
That's what they're playing for, Roses. The Chevrolet most valuable players of the game are Ricky Davis from UCLA with a career day of 153 yards rushing. And from USC, Rob Johnson, 2 touchdown passes, 1 critical interception, but 306 total yards passing. Chevrolet will donate $1,000 to each school's general scholarship achievements and to assist those in financial need. Now stay tuned for the Brittany Carreno postgame report featuring scores and highlights from across the country. It's been a long time between drinks of water for UCLA at the Rose Bowl. Wayne Cook, you deserve it. You are resilient. The Bruins win it. The final score 27-21. For Tim Brent, I'm Mark Jones. We'll see you later.
College football on ABC Sports has been brought to you by the new Chevy S-Series line of trucks. So new from the inside out, everything else is history. Hewlett-Packard LaserJet and DeskJet printers. MetLife, get Met, it pays. And MCI, the company that brings you proof positive. Monday night on ABC Sports, bitter rivals battle for their division lead. The defending NFC West champions, the New Orleans Saints, take on Steve Young, Jerry Rice, and the red-hot 49ers. Live from San Francisco at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on ABC's Monday Night Football. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, recognized around the world as the leader in sports television.
A promotional fee has been paid to ABC Sports by United Airlines. All across the Pacific, they're playing our song. Come fly the airline that's uniting the world. Come fly the friendly skies.
Want to hear about an investment of a lifetime? It'll make you smarter, help you get a better job, and enrich your life. It's as simple as ABC. Never stop learning.
Wednesday, spend an evening with the best in entertainment.
Well, I had an interesting evening last night. Stood up, read my new health care plan. Fascinating. Fascinating.
With Jay Leno, Brett Butler, Michael Bolton, Natalie Cole, Kenny Loggins, and Boys to Men. Whoopi Goldberg hosts a Thanksgiving Eve gala for the president at Ford's Theater.
On with the show.
Wednesday.
Why have nearly 900,000 people bought a Mercury Sable? We can't think of one single reason. Okay, we can think of one. A lease price of just $269 a month on Sable for 24 months. With standard dual airbags, available anti-lock brakes, and a great lease price, Sable gives you a lot of great ways to save. Take a good look today.
Remember your first taste of small business in America? HIP Network of Florida does. It's why we're dedicated to keeping today's small businesses healthy. And now it's easy to get the health care your business needs. With our unique new package, you and your employees can join HIP right on the spot. No red tape, just affordable quality health care. At HIP, it's not a thing of the past. Just call 930-1999 to get your small business in the best of health. HIP Network of Florida.
From Brussels to Budapest, Milan to Munich, Delta gives you more non-stops to more cities in Europe than any other airline in the world. 239 weekly flights, 21 countries. More Europe, more often. Nobody gives you more of Europe than Delta Airlines.
Learn how to protect yourself while shopping, Tuesday at 6.
The Thrifty Car Rental post-game report is brought to you by Thrifty Car Rental, historically known for low rates. From New York, John Saunders.
Welcome once again to the Thrifty Car Rental post-game report. The biggest story of the day, the #1 team in the nation will not be #1 come tomorrow. Notre Dame will lose it to Boston College. They were down 21 points in this game, but when Kevin McDougal went 4 yards to Lake Dawson, the point after, they had taken the lead 39-38. And Lou Holtz says, we are #1. But kicker David Gordon, with 5 seconds remaining as time expires, a 41-yard field goal, the longest of his career. 39 was his highest before, and they win it. 41-39 is the final. Glenn Foley, 4 touchdown passes, 30 of 48, 315 yards. So who's still alive for #1? Well, Notre Dame, they have to be. They beat Florida State, but they did lose to BC. Florida State, their loss to Notre Dame is what's hurting them, but still very much in the hunt. Nebraska, undefeated and in the Orange Bowl, has to figure they're #1 now. Auburn is done for the season. No bowl because they're on probation, but they did beat Florida and Alabama to finish 11-0. Florida, their only loss was to Auburn just by 3 points, and they have Florida State and Alabama still to come. And West Virginia just beat Miami today. Still very much alive. West Virginia 17-14 over Miami. Ryan Collins scrambles here. Nowhere to go on this side. So he looks back the other way, keeps his head up, spots A.C. Tellison downfield 40 yards. This sets up a touchdown as Miami would take the lead. He was out of bounds at about the 8. Donnell Bennett scored 3 plays later. Robert Walker, though, 19 yards in this touchdown run. West Virginia takes the lead, and they don't give it up. Miami's first ever loss in Big East play. So West Virginia right now against Boston College next week. If they win, they are the champions in the Big East. If BC wins, we have a 3-way tie. Ohio State against Michigan, a game seen earlier here today on ABC. Michigan wins it 28-0. Todd Collins to Mercury Hayes keeps his eye on the ball with a terrific catch there, 7-0. But the big story, the interceptions. Brett Powers here, picked off by Ty Law. Law had 2. Michigan picked off 4 Ohio State quarterback passes. 28-0 was the final. Tyrone Wheatley over 1,000 yards rushing. So Ohio State or Wisconsin will face UCLA. Ohio State needs Wisconsin to lose to Michigan State in a couple of weeks in Tokyo. Auburn beats Alabama 22-14. Stan White carried off the field with an injury. On the next play, backup quarterback Patrick Nix 15 yards to Frank Sanders. 14-12 was the score at that point. And Auburn goes on to beat Alabama 22-14 and remain unbeaten. Back with more in a moment.
In 47 BC, Cleopatra herself rented the very first luxurious caravan from Thrifty for a mere bag of sand. Today, Thrifty Car Rentals still offers historically low rates on caravans, this time on Dodge Caravans. Simply check your phone book for the Thrifty location nearest you. Fact is, Thrifty's been renting cars at low prices and giving royal treatment since the very beginning. Thrifty Car Rental, historically known for low rates.
People care about the world these days. They just don't want me to put another toxic antifreeze in their car. I mean, who needs toxic? So what if it protects to 70 below? Any antifreeze can do that. Tell me that it's different, safer. Tell me nothing protects better, and it's biodegradable.